This guy has an interview today.
Yeah, I'm happy for my brother, but at the same time, I'm not. I mean, now we don't have to deal with him sitting around the house all day being useless, or dancing, as he calls it, but it's so annoying because he's f***ing horrible at it. He gets into his moods where he put his headset on and start dancing around the house all day. Like, I don't want to see his ugly face circulating in the house all day. Like, even the back of his head is ugly. How is that even possible? You know, I'm kind of glad he has his interview, because he's gotta go. Like, I guarantee you, he's probably dancing right now.
I mean, I'm not a morning person, but I mean, who is, right? That's why I try to push back this interview by a couple of hours or so. That way I'm on my A game, but it didn't really work out.
Tomorrow? Like 8 a.m.? Can we like push it back to like maybe 10 or 11?
You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice our love.
I got some free time today, so I'm going through and editing some photos I've taken recently.
You never take advice.
They're not as pleasing to the eye right now because I haven't edited them yet, but soon they'll be great.
I know. I've seen it before. It happens all the time. You're closing the door. You leave the world behind. You're digging for gold. You're throwing away a fortune and feelings, but someday you'll pay.
Have we met, bro? You look oddly familiar.
No, I don't think we have.
Are you sure? I mean, it's kind of on the tip of my tongue.
No.
Alright. Say no more.
I'll be real with you. I didn't want to give this guy a chance. But, of course, since he knows someone, and since I'm just a manager, what do I know, right? We literally had to create a job position just for this guy. That's how much of a joke this is. Before we get started with the interview, you'll be interviewing for the Quality Control Inspector for our used cars department.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Alright, let's start with an easy question. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I hate that question so much, you know? Like, I never know what to say.
Well, I'm Willy. I'd say I'm a pretty reliable guy. And I'll always be on time for everything, too. I got a friend who's always late to everything, you know, shit really pisses me off.
Can you elaborate on being reliable and possibly refrain from using obscene language?
Yeah, but no problem. I'll always pull my weight, and I'll, you know, if I say I'll have something done, I'll make sure to have it done. Because the last thing I want to be known as is that motherfucker that doesn't commit to what he says. You know, before this, I was a freelance filmmaker. I worked on a lot of short dramas. A lot of the projects turned out pretty good, I'd say, but there was this one little western that we were working on, and everyone for the most part did their part. They did pretty good. The final project wasn't that bad, but there's this one guy, this Class A. He really messed up our sound work, you know. Everything turned out pretty good, but that color grading and the sound work, like I said, I don't know what he did, but we couldn't fix it with the limited time that we have left. But it's whatever. Project didn't turn out too bad. I'm still happy with it, but it'll always be something that's on my mind. So that motherfucker, man. I hope all of his projects fail. But anyways, bro. Sorry to get angry on you again.
Thanks for sharing.
I want you to know, boss man, that if I ever mess up, don't give me a second chance. Don't give me no warnings. Just fire me. That way, I'll know to wake up, and I'll know not to make any more mistakes in the job, and I'll take that into any future jobs and any considerations.
I'll remember that. I'm surprised they start to like this guy. That's not a bad thing, is it? What else do you like to do on your free time? What are your career goals? What are your hobbies?
I'm a big hockey fan. I like watching it. I also play it as well.
Oh, really? What league?
Oh, just a local roller league, you know, nothing major. I do put up some decent points though.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think I put up like 27 points or something in the last 14 games.
That's nice to hear. What else do you do?
I'm big into movies and shows. Like I said before, I was a freelance filmmaker. And in fact, this reality show that we're doing right now was my idea.
Oh, really, eh?
Yeah, you know, I was in the shower one day. That's where I get a lot of my good ideas. And I was like, I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, really think. If you're gonna have these stupid go around and do nothing all day, or you got these lovey-dovey shows, you know, the ones where like everybody competes for the love of one person. Like that's gonna be the dumbest shit ever produced, if you ask me. It's just like, who do I want today? Like that doesn't make sense to me. Like, how is that entertaining? I don't know, man. But I'll tell you this. I'm not the best looking guy on this planet, and I'm definitely not the smartest guy on this planet. But I'll tell you one thing. Me and my bros, we're loyal. I feel like our parents raised us right, you know? We're not out here smoking crack. We're not out here going to parties all day. We're not out here watching girls shake their on camera for money. All we want is true love, man. We're gonna grow old. We're gonna have our 3 beautiful ladies, you know, we'll have kids. And then those kids will be the best buds, continue on our legacy. I mean, is that too much to ask for nowadays? I don't think so. We just want to make our parents proud, but in a society where most of my generation cares more about what a celebrity is up to, where you got the celebrities themselves, you know, pledging for a greener planet, but then they take their private jets to a rigged Super Bowl. The brainwash is real. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Maybe the problem was that damn phone all along. But anyways, that's where this idea came from. It's basically follow a bunch of idiots from another part of the world and see what we're up to.
I've never had anyone say that in an interview before.
Yeah, bro. That's because no one's got the balls anymore to say what's on their mind. You got these snowflakes that cancel them over the dumbest things, man. There's no one like that here, right?
No, I don't think so.
That's what I like to hear, boss, man. You know, I had some real bitches like that at my last job. It was a little cashier job. And, you know, they'd cancel them over everything. You know, we're just trying to joke around. We're trying to have a good time. You know, the job's shit, the pay's shit. You gotta have something to look forward to at the end of the day. But I'm glad I left that job. That's why we're here now. And I mean, I'm not racist or any of that. You know, sorry to go off topic again. I got friends from all around the world. I'd say they're a pretty diverse group of friends. And they're a good group of people too, that's important. A diverse group is a good group, I'd say. You can go to a lot of different types of weddings or things like that. Some of the best weddings I've ever been to have actually been Indian weddings. Yeah, I mean, like a couple days ago, I was shoveling outside. One of my Indian neighbors, a couple doors down, he was outside shoveling. You know, we chatted up a little bit. I was like, yo, what's good, broski? Dapped each other up, kept shoveling. Had some lunch together. It was a pretty good day, I'd say. But I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's good to be friends with people from other cultures. You know, you learn a lot of new things, you meet a lot of new people, try out a lot of different food. That's probably my favorite part, trying different foods from different parts of the world. But I'm sorry, I keep rambling on you, but yeah, that's all I got to say for now.
I think that's enough for this interview.
So I got the job. I'll be honest, probably wasn't my best first impression. Probably wasn't my best interview. I probably said a little bit too much, but at the end of the day, it's not like I really want this dumb job anyways. It's a pretty straightforward job though, I can't lie. Pretty much the last person on the line. I basically checked to make sure the mechanics and the detailers did their job. So I'm just quality control, make sure everything's good to go before the bitches at the front desk call you to come pick up this piece of shit. But I'll show you around, show you some of the things that I gotta check on. So let's get started. First things first, the hood. Gotta make sure everything's right. All right, I'd say it looks good.
Then we gotta check to make sure the car looks pretty clean. It's good enough. Kind of bitchy ass horn is that, eh? First car, it's not bad. So we'll check it off and we'll see you in a bit.
So today was Willy's first day on the job. He came on time and was ready to work. But it's been a few hours and he hasn't reported back on whether or not the first car has to be returned or not. So I had to take a look for myself. Hey. Hey.
Oh, hey, bud. Just give me a sec.
Where's my report?
Oh, yeah. It's right here, bro.
There's nothing wrong with the car.
Oh, I know.
Then why are you still in the car if it's complete?
It's my first car, you know. It's one of those milestone cars. You just gotta cherish it. Like when you score a first goal in a new season. But don't worry, sir. I wasn't useless. Here's some reports of a couple of other cars I completed in the meantime. I'll get back to it, sir.
Right.
Look, I know what it would look like if I was sitting on my ass in the clock. So I don't blame Joshua, but at the end of the day, this is my first car. It's one of those milestone cars, so gotta cherish it a little bit. That's why I cleaned up this car like you saw earlier. Then I went to go clean some more cars, probably like 3 or 4. And then I came back to cherish this car and sit on my ass for a little bit. Yeah, and I mean, I don't really care what people say. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm not here to make friends. No, I'm just here to work. I'm here to make some money. Friends is the last thing you want, especially at a job. It's a big no-no for me. Especially if you're friends with a manager. I know, I noticed that's a big problem. You know, there was people I used to know, they were friends with the manager and they always got out of the hard jobs. You know, they would always get out of things. And then the hard-working people like myself would end up having to do double the work. And I'm like, how's that fair, you know? Like, I'm just coming to do my work and now I got to do double the work? Like, doesn't make sense to me, but it is what it is, I guess. And I mean, like, why come to work, you know? If you're not going to do the work, just find another job. Find something you like. It's whatever, I guess. I just hate spoiled people, you know? Like the ones, you know, I got some cousins, you know, where mommy and daddy, like, got a lot of money. Mommy and daddy give them everything, you know? No, I'm not a fan of that. I feel like sometimes you got to say no to things, you know? Especially those, like, little kids now, you know, the ones with the iPads, those iPad kids. And they're like, oh, mommy, I want the iPad. Just say no. Or, oh, mommy, I want McDonald's on the way home from work. Sometimes no is the better answer, but I guess that's just me. Anyways, I'm gonna get a couple minutes here. I'm just gonna chill out for a little bit, and then I don't know. I guess we'll get back to it. We'll get back to another job, another car. But until next time.
가장 뜨거웠던 그 장면을 맘내담아 Got me feeling like a simple I know I can fly Yeah 한계를 넘어 superhuman 이 순간 진짜 잘해봐봐 baby 감춰와 손자를 강하게 말할게 봐봐 You say my heart say yeah superhuman If you wanna feel it, say yeah.